Well, this episode of DJ Suketu Unplugged has to begin with the music. Once I start the music, you'll know why. No, it's not because of this, but what I'm going to tell you is that we are going to turn this into this. Now just imagine listening to this grungy dubstep bass line with an actual dubstep beat, and this is what it's going to sound like. Well, so let's get into it and see how we are going to be turning this into this. Well, by now I'm sure you know how to make a software instrument in Logic Pro X. Well, so we create a software instrument over here and we go down to the instrument and take out the ES2 synthesizer. Well, once ES2 is open, what we do is the first thing is go down to the drop down menu, go to the tutorial settings and go to analog saw initialize. That just wipes out the whole ES2 and makes it absolutely clean. Then we go down to the matrix modulator and switch off all the automations which are already there. So that way we don't have any disturbances when we start tweaking all our knobs and getting that grungy dubstep bass. Well, once that is done, the first thing that we do is on top, what we used to normally select as polyphonic, we shift it to legato, and from the oscillator start, we make it a soft start and not a free start. The next thing, we come down to the oscillators. Oscillator 1. Normally we would always start with a sawtooth wave, but this time we are going to be going up to the sine wave, and once we are at the sine wave, we just tweak it up to about 12 o'clock. Then on the left hand side where we have the modulation for the oscillator 1, we just take it down by minus 24 semitones. The next thing that we do is we open up oscillator 2, but hey, before we do that, let's just get our notes into place and see just how this sounds like this. Can't hear anything much, right? Just really bad low frequencies. Well, anyways, let's start tweaking again. We open up oscillator 2, and the oscillator 2, instead of the sawtooth wave, we take it down to the ring. And now take the knob and make sure that both the oscillators are working together. And let's see how that sounds. Still a long way to go. When we come down to oscillator number 3, once we come down to this oscillator, some real amazing magic will start happening. So you go down to the sine, click on the sine drop down menu and go down to an option which is right at the bottom, which is the 99 iron 2. Well, it's just a sine wave, but just a variation of the sine wave. Then we take the semitones and tweak it up by plus 24. So what we did was in oscillator 1, we went down by minus 24 semitones, and this time we go up plus 24 semitones. Get your matrix in between a little bit and just make sure that all the volumes are working sort of equally. You might not get them absolutely equally, but at least somewhere close to each other. And now let's listen to the sound. That's right, the sound is building up and we are still going and we have a long way to go. In a dubstep type bass, I think what sounds good is something like a glide. A glide is basically nothing else, but you just increasing the glide knob, setting it to a little bit, where the bass line, when the notes change, they'll give you that one sweep, that So that's about it. We don't want it too much, but a slight bit of glide is good. And we take it up and there we go. Just about 270 ms, and let's listen to it. Can you just feel a slight glide happening when the notes are changing? Next, we come up to our filter. Of course, we stay on the filter with the knob on the right hand side. We use the filter 2 and reduce the cutoff slightly, increase the resonance a little bit, and we initiate the fat button. So we want that nice fat bass sound, right, for dubstep. And let's see how that makes a difference. Well, made it really muffled because you removed the cutoff and you really reduced the cutoff. Next is go in for the distortion. Of course, a dubstep bass needs to be nice and distorted because that's what dubstep is about, right? So we take the distortion and put it up all the way full to 20 dB. We just make it from bright, the tone, we reduce the brightness and make it slightly more dark. Just let's say about 3700 Hertz. Now let's see how that change came about. There you go. Next is our effect of chorus. Get the intensity a little bit, get the speed up a little bit high, so you get a little bit of a more layered sort of a sound. Yeah, the chorus is just giving, you know, that little bit of a variation in the sound. Well, once again, next step, we are going to be going down to the modulation matrix. Everything that we switched off, we start tweaking it and switching it on again a little bit. The first thing that we do is the cutoff 2. Why the cutoff 2? Because that's the filter that we use, the second filter. And we link it to the envelope 2. The cutoff 2 linked with the envelope 2, and what a difference in sound. Just one small tweak and it actually just gave you that feel. What we'll do is we'll just let the attack play on the velocity a little bit and just increase it slightly and see how this will affect it. The release in envelope 2 is all the way up, and that's what our bass sound sounds now with a dubstep feel. So stay tuned to DJ Suketu Unplugged while we come back with more such episodes to show you how to make new patches, new sounds. Next time when we come back, look at a little bit more of technical stuff like compression. So stay tuned, hit like and subscribe if you like what we are doing.